Welcome back, everybody. It's the King of the Bean, and this is Halloween! I'm Atch Ketchum, and I'm joined by Mimikyu with a gun, and the Plague Doctor.
I dropped my gun.
It's caught on something.
It's caught on so many things. I already messing things up over here. Okay, we're good. Go ahead.
So, welcome, everybody, back to the episode. So yeah, I guess let's just get into it. I don't know how you want to segue into taking off your mask.
Hey guys, it's me the whole time! Whoa!
Yeah, we actually have Ryan, and I'm going to take this off because I'm uncomfortable.
And I'm still Mimikyu with a gun.
But this does not fit my shoulders
I
very
kind of
well.
wanted to keep that on the whole time because I freaking love that mask, but
It's gonna be very
hard to
uncomfortable.
breathe,
Yeah. So anyways, as
So you might have noticed that we decorated a little bit for Halloween. We like to get festive here on the King of the Bean, and our mom has lots of decorations.
it's true.
and Halloween is the best holiday ever, so
Halloween
you have to lean
is
into it.
great.
I'm more of a Christmas kind of guy.
It caps off what's supposed to be a good month. You know, it starts with our birthday, and then it ends with Halloween. Like,
What else do you want?
two bookends to a great month.
That's true.
Although this year it's not been so great. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk about Halloween, boys.
Boys!
What are we talking about?
So,
Yeah.
let's start with your favorite Halloween memories.
Halloween memory.
Halloween, I don't know. What I like about Halloween in general is I just love the vibe of it. Like, I love the spooky vibe. As we've been talking about this whole month, I love spooky stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
I love the spooky vibe. I love the colors. I also love that it could be kind of silly too, and that's still okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. I like spooky stuff. I like the gothic aesthetic. I like all of it. I just love the vibes of Halloween. Creepy grave tenders,
Mm-hmm.
plague doctors, anything of that sort. Horror is a favorite genre of mine. Just anything in that vein, I just love. So whenever the season comes around and I start seeing the decorations, it just makes me really happy inside and outside generally.
That's fair. I just like the sensation of like creepiness, but in a safe environment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something about that is just very like
It's all in
exhilarating.
good fun.
Yeah, it's exhilarating.
Yeah.
I think like my very first memory I have like of Halloween is like going trick or treating, and there's this just one guy. He was like dressed up as, what was he dressed up? I think he was a mummy, and he's just like leaning against a chair, and then he just slowly gets off from not chair, tree, and then just starts walking towards me, and I'm like a little 6-year-old, like, oh my god, this guy's gonna kill me.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And then never went Halloween trick or treating ever again.
Really?
No, that's a lie.
We trick or treated through high school.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
We trick or treated in elementary school. I don't know if we did it much in junior high.
I don't really think so.
Maybe 8th grade, or maybe we just went to Timmy's house. And then in high school, we did it like twice the first 2 years, I think.
I think it stopped like in middle school. That's when I started giving out candy.
We never really gave out candy because nobody comes to our parents' place.
I mean, that's fair.
There's like a neighborhood a couple blocks away. That's where they give like king size candy bars and stuff. So nobody comes here, especially because the houses are kind of farther apart.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they go to the area where they're gonna get more.
Candy. No, I get it. You gotta optimize your candy consumption.
But yeah, so because like some of my favorite memories are just like we be in our costume either at school or like one year it was actually on the day of a band competition. It was on a Saturday, so we went to compete in the competition. We went home to our friend Timmy's house. We did some trick or treating, played some Super Smash Bros. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I think the next year we did the same thing, but I think it was leap year, so we must have been. No, that doesn't make sense. But there was one year where it was after school, and we went right after school to his house. His mom made us food, which was always good.
Yeah.
And then we played Super Smash Bros. Then at like 5 or something, she was like, "Okay, go trick or treat."
Leave.
Yeah, we would like go trick or treating early, and so we would like candy bowls are full, so we would get as much candy as we wanted. And some people would even think like, "Oh, I guess no one's coming out this year. Like that's so weird.
Yeah,
They're the
they're
first
like-
ones." So then they would just give us more candy. And then we would be
Strats.
done by the time everyone else was going out, and so we didn't have to deal with the crowds, and we got all the candy, and then we go home.
But it's funny because it wouldn't even be very dark yet, and people are like, I wonder where everybody is.
Yeah.
But they were probably expecting like little kids to come before it got dark.
Yeah.
But
We beat them to it.
But yeah, I remember we finally got to this one house. It was dark, and it was a really creepy house. And they had lots of stuff in the front and like some actors and stuff. And we were walking up to the door, and we've all got our pillowcases. And
You did
some
pillowcases?
That's the strap.
you use a pillowcase because you can fit more than a bag.
Yeah,
And
but
they're
I used
sturdier.
to do the little plastic jack-o'-lantern things because my parents didn't want me to have a lot of candy.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fair.
well,
Those are
see, we
cute.
were in high school, so we just brought a
When we were
pillowcase.
younger, we would use a little.
Yeah, we had a
pumpkin
pail.
buckets,
Yeah, because it's
also
cute.
cuter.
Yeah, a little kid, little Bambi out there with his little container.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're walking up with our pillow sack, ready to get some candy, and there's this like paper cardboard coffin next to us, and you just hear this guy go, "Rah!" And then the lid opens, and instinctively, I'm still looking like towards the door. My hand just moves to the side.
Smack
He just
someone.
slams the
I
lid down.
slammed the lid down, and you just hear, "Ow!"
Ow,
Yeah.
that's not cool, man.
Yeah.
And it's like this man tried to scare me, and my instinct was just nope.
Let's fight.
Keep that lid closed. You
We
are
don't
not
need-
there.
We don't need to deal with this right now. That's funny.
But yeah, and then I remember Mom and Auntie took us to that haunted house during the daytime that one
I
time,
remember
and there were actors, and this guy with like a chainsaw following us, very uneasy.
Mhm.
I remember Kyle and I were like in the back or whatever, and he was just
No,
going
me
on.
and Kyle.
I was in the back,
Oh.
Doesn't matter.
but
Let me tell you. Doesn't matter to the story.
it does matter. But because I remember he was doing more to us because it was affecting us more than like you.
That's so weird because I have the opposite memory. I thought to me it was me and Kyle in the back and you were up front, and we were the ones running from him, and you were over there. But then you have it switched. Isn't memory a silly thing?
Yeah. It's all telephone.
It's so subjective.
It's all a game of telephone.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it's always fun to go to like theme parks and stuff because they're all decorated. Like
I go to horror nights.
like you said, all the
at
colors and
Universal. This will be my 4th time ever, 3rd time in a row going to horror nights this coming week. So I'm looking forward to that. It's always fun. I love haunted mazes. They're spooky. They're fun. Don't like the lines and the crowds,
Mhm.
but you go with friends. You have a good time. You chat, sing songs if you're me, and it's fun.
the classic Halloween song.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because last year at Horror Nights they had a weekend maze for the weekend. Like he did his own maze, and so they just played the same few songs over and over again. So me and my buddy Adam were just singing and dancing
Nice.
for the whole time. Makes the line go a little faster. Only one person, but at least one person in the whole hour we were in the line saw us and started dancing with us too. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, I wish more people did. Yeah, I love going to Horror Nights. It's fun.
But yeah, like other theme parks are decorated. Six Flags has Fright Fest. Nuts
Yeah.
Berry Farm does Not Scary Farm.
I've only been
Disneyland does
to
like
Horror Nights.
Mickey and Friends Halloween or something because it's more for kiddos.
Mhm.
But
Never been to any of those.
it's always just a cool
But
thing.
I like going to Disneyland during Halloween because one, the decorations are cool.
Mm.
Instead of a giant tree that they would have for Christmas, they
Giant
put
jack-o'-lantern.
a giant Mickey shaped
Yeah, yeah.
jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah,
It's really
I've
cool.
seen photos.
Yeah, it's cool. And then they turn the Haunted Mansion into Nightmare Before Christmas for Christmas time, which is cool.
That's nice.
Which isn't Halloween, but it is a fun decoration.
Yeah. It's nice
Yeah.
deco.
But yeah, it's always really cool. So
I love the aesthetic of Halloween.
do you have a core Halloween memory?
Core Halloween. Yes, actually. So there was one time where I was like giving out candy, and my brother had made like a cardboard costume of Pac-Man. So he's just this giant block of cheese or whatever.
Nice.
But he was just like going around and just sitting on the sidewalk, and then when kids came back, he went like "Waka, waka, waka, waka," and just started chasing them around.
This is Johnny.
Johnny, of course. And there was one time where a kid came up to it and he got scared from Johnny or something like that, and just pushed the carton over, and he was in it, so he's like on the floor lying down.
Nice.
And my brother's like, I sure hope you didn't give him any candy. He's like, I didn't give him shit. Like, he knocked you over? Nah, he ain't getting anything out of that.
See, I identify with this kid. You
As
scare me, you better be ready to handle whatever happens.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a core memory.
That's like a thing that people who work in haunted houses and stuff are constantly worried about. Like I remember Nia told me she worked in a haunted house once, back when she was on the East Coast, and like she got hit so many times from people, and it's like if you know that that's your reaction to being scared is to hit somebody, maybe don't go in haunted houses because
Maybe-
that's assault.
Maybe
like,
that's
you're
their
not.
first time realizing that.
I
This
know,
guy
but
scared me once and I almost pushed him over.
that's fair. But like that's so dangerous for the workers in
Oh,
there
yeah,
to just get hit
100%.
and punched in the face like all the time, and it's
Yeah.
like
So, what is your core Halloween memory?
I don't know. You said a lot of mine. The trick or treating with Timmy.
You guys do share a lot of memories.
Yeah. When I think of like childhood, that's what I think of. Nowadays, it's more so going to horror nights. That's what I've been doing Halloween.
But nothing on the day of.
No, because like I don't go trick or treating anymore. I don't really do anything. Like there's been some Halloween parties at the museum, but like none of them were like super crazy or interesting, except for the time I tried going ghost hunting, but didn't pan out.
Can't just mention that nonchalantly and not
I
go.
mentioned it last.
Yeah.
All we did was walk around trying to find ghosts and found nothing.
Oh, at the Cube.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
Well, it wasn't even on Halloween. It was just for the Halloween.
Oh, I forgot to show my Pokeball for the costume. I will say I thought it was really fun last year when we had a bunch of people over. We did like a little potluck thing. I made mummy dogs. Frank and Kristen brought a party pack from Jack in the Box.
Mm-hmm.
We got some other foods. I don't remember what. And we just watched Hocus Pocus and had a good time.
Mm. Hocus Pocus is a staple of any Halloween.
Or Hocus Pocus 2 because it came out last year.
Did we watch both of them?
We watched the first one like a week or so before.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which, it's not the same as the first one, but, you can never compete with it.
Was that your go-to Halloween movie?
No. My go-to is Halloween Town. It's like the first... Because that one came out on Disney, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first one I think of when
Yeah.
I think of like a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
And when people used to talk about Hocus Pocus, that's what I would think about because I hadn't seen actual Hocus Pocus until last year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would be like, oh yeah, that's a cool movie. No, that's Halloween Town.
You associated it with the wrong one. Yeah.
Well, because they were talking about this Disney movie and all this stuff, and I just connected it to that
Sure. Yeah, I get it.
because I had no idea what the actual Hocus Pocus was.
And now you know.
What was the one? Oh, Twitches. Did you ever watch that one?
The Twin Witches one? Yeah.
Do you
A
remember
lot
that
of
one?
Disney movies that are
Vaguely,
Halloween
I
based.
remember the name, but
With Tia and Tamara.
I don't remember the name. Yeah.
And then they do that one moment like, we're Twitches, we're
We're
Twitches,
Twitches.
we're
We're
Twitches.
Twitches.
It's a weird memory to have, but yeah, it's there.
I know I watched it because we watched a lot of Disney Channel, but it's not one that stuck with me.
The little vampire.
Oh, the little vampire! I hated at
Oh,
the
with
end the
the-
scene where he would like eat the cow or whatever, or drink the blood or something. There's something with a
That's
cow,
right, he does
and
do
I
that.
didn't like that scene, but the rest of it was.
That's the
alright.
kid from Stuart Little, right?
I think so, yeah. I think that's Stuart Little Kid.
I think so. I always remember thinking that it was, but then I feel like maybe it's not, but maybe it is.
Because all kids look the same at a certain
Because
point.
it's a little blonde kid with glasses.
Yeah, they all look the same at a certain
Yeah.
The
point.
little nerd.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is your favorite Halloween movie? Is Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
I don't know. I feel like it
It's
works
both.
for both.
It is both, but people methodically say it's one.
No.
I feel like to me is more of a Halloween movie.
I think it's more of a Christmas movie.
I think it could be.
Yeah, I mean they're both.
I think it's both,
Yeah.
honestly, is my honest answer. But I think I like the Halloween vibes. I don't know if I have a favorite Halloween movie. I don't watch a lot of seasonal movies.
No, yeah, me either.
I'm not like one of those people that's like, oh, it's Christmas time to throw on Elf or whatever, and like you watch it every year.
I've seen Elf once, and it's a weird movie.
I like Elf. I would say that that's probably one of my favorite Christmas movies, just because I think it's a fun movie.
Sure.
But again, like I'm not someone who like, oh, the season is this. It's time to watch this movie again.
Yeah.
Do you think of... So, I was looking up Halloween movies, so I was
Sure.
like, maybe I'm just forgetting something. And on this list of 21 Halloween movies for kids is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
But I wanted to ask your opinion on one of the options on here, which is Coco.
The Coco's not Halloween.
No, it's Day of the Dead,
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted your
which is
opinion.
a different holiday for those of you
Yes.
wondering.
It's close. I guess we're talking about spooky skeletons.
Do you guys know the origin of Halloween?
No, explain to me.
Enlighten us.
Okay, so Halloween
Mhm.
originated as a pagan holiday in, I believe, Ireland, somewhere around there.
Sure.
And so pagan, for anyone who doesn't know, the definition of pagan is basically non-Christian,
Mhm.
essentially, is what that means. And so usually it's referred to for like, like indigenous kind of cultures and stuff. But it was a pagan holiday called Samhain that they did.
How do you spell that?
It's
Silent Q in there.
no, it's actually, you wouldn't know how to pronounce it just looking at the spelling. It's Samhain, I think. Samhain is kind of how it's spelled phonetically, but it's pronounced Samhain.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, because it's Gaelic or something, I think.
Yeah, it's a Gaelic festival on the 1st of November,
Yes.
marking the end of the harvest season and
Mhm.
beginning of winter, or the darker half of the year.
Really just stole my thunder on that one, buddy.
Mm.
But yeah, so it was a Celtic holiday at the 1st of November at the end of the harvest. And how that related to Halloween is when the Catholic missionaries went over to convert the Celts into Catholicism, as they did. One of the ways religion as a whole converts, what missionaries do, is basically cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
And so how they were like is they were like, the pagans were like, yeah, we have this holiday, it's really cool, it's called Samhain, it's great, we celebrate then the harvest. And the Catholics were like, whoa, that's so crazy, we do that too. Isn't that weird?
No
like
way.
We have a holiday at that time too, and we also celebrate the dead, and ooh, it's so cool and spooky and whatever, isn't that great? And the Celts were like, sure, yeah. And they're like, hey, why don't we just do it together? Why don't you become, because we're basically the same, so just join our religion, and then it's cool too. And they're like, all right, whatever, guys. But so that kind of developed All Saints Day on the 1st of November to celebrate the saints, and then on the 2nd of November became All Souls Day. So they created those holidays in order to be like, hey, we have this thing in common, which also relates to Day of the Dead, which is also the 1st and 2nd of November, if I remember correctly. And so it's all kind of creating one thing. But the Halloween, part of the tradition in the Samhain was to put up, like, I forgot what it was, but it's like wreaths and stuff on the door. And it was like a celebration of the people who have died. And like helping, because it was something to do with like that time, the barrier between the living and the dead was like weaker, and so souls would come by and stuff like that. So it was like a celebration of that, and then you get into like the winter season and stuff like that. And Christianity was like, hey, we do that too.
Yeah,
we
we
call it
have all that.
Halloween or All Hallows Eve or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it eventually All Hallows Eve became Halloween.
That's neat. I know that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Fun little history lesson. What are you looking up?
I'm also just reading about it.
Okay.
Does my memory serve me correctly? Is that basically
It's
it?
pretty correct, yeah.
Yeah.
And they just, I just Googled Samhain, and it was just talking about how, because November 1st is the day of like the winter beginning and everything, they would celebrate the day before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, on the 31st. Yeah. And so then that holiday got appropriated into Catholicism and Christianity, and then proliferated. And then eventually, you had candy to the mix, and you had costumes and stuff like that. I don't remember how all of that eventually came into the mix, but probably the spooky stuff just kind of added to it, and then it became a fun tradition.
Does Halloween have a mascot?
A mascot?
You know how like Christmas has Santa and the elves or whatever. Does
I don't
Halloween?
think so.
Is there like the Halloweeny or whatever?
I don't think there's a Halloweeny.
Okay.
Isn't that a movie?
Could be.
I feel like Halloween is just
Frankenweenie.
the pumpkin or it's jack-o'-lantern like that.
I would say jack-o'-lantern is
Okay.
or Jack
Like
from
if you Google
Nightmare Before
Halloween
Christmas.
mascot, it says the pumpkin seems to be the global mascot for Halloween.
Sure.
But where did it come from?
The ground. That's most pumpkins.
Good
do.
answer, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Look up the origin of the jack-o'-lantern. I think it has an older origin too.
So their proper name, Jack-o'-lantern, comes from Irish folktale about a
Oh,
man
that's
nicknamed
Irish.
Stingy Jack.
Stingy Jack.
It's either stingy or stingy.
I like
How's it
stingy.
spelled?
Stingy.
Stingy.
think it's stingy.
Stingy. Okay. The tale was brought over to America by Irish immigrants who originally used large turnips and potatoes as a blank canvas for their carved creations. According to the legend, Stingy Jack invited the devil for a drink, but Jack, being stingy, didn't pay for his drink. Instead, he convinced the devil to turn himself into a coin. Jack used this to pay for his drink, but kept the money in his pocket next to a silver cross, so the devil couldn't return to his true form. Eventually, Jack freed the devil under the condition that he would not bother Jack for a year, and that if Jack were to pass away, the devil would leave his soul alone. The following year, Jack tricked the devil again. He asked him to climb a tree and gather fruit, but carved a cross in the bark so he could not get down. Jack made him promise not to bother him for the next 10 years, and not long after, Jack died, and as the legend goes, God did not want such an unsavory figure in heaven, and the devil, upset by the trick Jack pulled, would not let him into hell, and was sent away with nothing but burning coal to light his path. Jack carved out a turnip and placed the coal inside, has been roaming the earth ever since. The ghostly figure was named Jack of the Lantern, later shortened to Jack-o'-lantern. People then began to carve their own versions of the jack-o'-lantern with scary faces, placing them in their windows and doorways to frighten off Jack and any other evil spirits that should pass.
Nice.
Naturally, when this tale was brought to the States, the larger pumpkin was an obvious choice for a jack-o'-lantern, and thus the symbol for Halloween was born.
Period.
That is a period.
Okay.
And then it's just talking about squashes.
Okay, cool.
Wow, that's cool. That's a fun tale. I like that. I love that.
So yeah, it comes from the tale of Stingy Jack who tricked the
Again,
devil.
originated from Celtic mythology, Celtic folklore.
They know scary stuff.
They do. Yeah.
Can I circle back to escape rooms real quick?
Escape room?
My bad. Maze, horror mazes or whatever.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
So do you guys know of those like those hardcore horror mazes or whatever that you have to sign it like?
Yeah, we looked at those videos last year at Halloween.
Yeah.
I've heard of them. I haven't done them.
Well, I wouldn't recommend it because apparently like this thing has like liability form.
You have to sign like waivers.
Yeah, we have to sign. I've heard.
And you have to basically say like it's okay if they touch you and do all the stuff to you and all that.
Yeah,
and where it basically becomes a torture chamber.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I think that's a step too far.
I agree.
And at the most famous one we were looking at, there were waitlist for like years.
People really want to be tortured.
And it's not
there's easier, cheaper ways to do that.
And it's not cheap.
Yeah. Which is crazy to think about. But people
I feel
love
like-
horror
No,
that
actually-
much.
I don't think that's it. I think a lot of those people are doing it for the novelty of it and to say I did that.
Actually, was it? Did you even have to? I thought some of them were like donation only. So
I think,
you can go.
so they can get around.
Yeah, once you get the wait list, you can go in, and you can make a donation, but you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah, I think that might be true with some of them. So they can get around the whole idea. It's like, oh, we're not profiting from torturing people or whatever.
Interesting.
Would never do it though.
I would never.
Yeah.
I don't go to regular horror mazes. I don't.
You don't want to get tortured. Or
I don't want to be touched or hit.
Yeah.
I like being scared. I think that's fun. Jump
But
scare
in the
me,
realm
that's
of like
fine.
safety.
I don't need to be terrified.
Because I know that there's boundaries and there's limits.
Yeah.
And I know that the worst that's going to happen is someone's going to jump out at me and I'm going to go, oh my God, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then, we move on to the next one.
Get scared, get the adrenaline rush, and then move.
Yeah, and then that's the worst that's going to happen. So it's fun, and you can enjoy the scenery, and you can enjoy the aesthetics and the cool decorations and whatever. And nothing,
Yeah.
the worst thing you do is, you get a little heart palpitation.
Yeah. Who
That's
doesn't get heart palpitation?
Yeah, who doesn't? It's fun.
But yeah, apparently some of those mazes, like the extreme ones, like have like if you're able to last a certain amount of time, you get like this special prize or
You
whatever.
get all the donations for the day.
Yeah, maybe something like that. But they specifically make it because the people working there can get you out of there if they believe that you're gone too far. So that before they actually get to the hour mark, they just pull them out. So they never.
But
actually
it's
win.
more like 10 hours or something ridiculous that you
Is
have
it
to
10
stay in there.
hours?
That's insane.
Okay.
It was something long.
Why would you want to do anything for 10 hours?
I don't know.
Well,
I could
people with
sleep.
time on their hands.
I could sleep for 10 hours.
You could.
That'd be a great sense.
I love it.
Yeah,
Go to bed earlier.
I can't even stay asleep for 10 hours, okay?
it's true.
Unless I take drugs.
But yeah,
Like prescription.
those horror mazes.
Yeah.
I did want to circle back. Because I was also thinking about something we talked about before, like poor Halloween memories. Do you remember when we were younger? I think it was
No.
one of the first Halloweens in this house. You don't remember?
When
No, I
mom
remember
and
when I
dad
was
did
younger.
that horror thing, that haunted house thing inside the house. Do you remember that?
I thought it was mom and auntie.
Oh, it could have been mom and Nancy.
And they made us like get blindfolded, and they would
Touch
put
the
our
spaghetti
hands in the
and-
stuff.
Yeah.
There was like
Brains.
it was cold spaghetti in a bowl that was supposed to be like brains.
Sure.
And honestly, it was gross.
Yeah,
It's so
it's a
gross.
texture thing.
I
get
do
it.
remember that. And they had the fog machine, so it was all
Yeah, we
foggy
had
in the
a-
house. It was really
We used to
cool.
have a fog machine.
Same.
We would literally just put it in the playroom and just like fog up the playroom just for the fun.
I
of
wish we
it.
still had it. That would have been cool.
That would have been really cool.
That smells like have you ever like been in a fog machine?
I have.
It smells.
I
Really
can't
badly.
smell normally, so
I don't think it smells really bad, but it does have a smell to it that's very
Like a
chemical.
tinge.
Yeah.
Yeah, tangy.
I do love a good fog machine though. I just love the vibes, man. I love the spooky vibes. When I'm driving and there's fog, love it.
Yeah.
Fog anywhere, love it.
Random
Mist,
person,
great.
random person in the middle of the fog, scary. Love it.
Still great.
Still great. Great
Still fun.
aesthetic.
So okay, so I want to ask you this, circling back to like Halloween, you,
Oh, me.
because
Okay.
I know what he did. So for
I
us,
knew what you did last summer.
Apparently.
So for us, we would go get our candy.
Uh-huh.
We'd come back. We'd dump it on the floor.
Never did that.
We sort it.
Never did.
Mom takes what she wants.
My mom did that.
The tribute.
Yeah. There's always a fee.
and then we could put it back in our bag or whatever, or mom would sometimes take some of it so we wouldn't eat it all at once. And
See,
but how did that work for you when you came back with your prize of the night?
so in my memories, I remember going back home. I had my little bucket of candy. I'm just like, oh, sweet, I got candy. And then I think the very first memory of Halloween, I realized how much I don't really care for sweets. Because I got the pile and I threw it on the floor once. I think this is the only time I ever did that. I looked at all of that. I got a crunch candy. I ate that. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need any of this.
That's the thing with me too, is I don't know if I ever ate all of it.
Yeah,
because
it's
I'm
too
not
much.
a sweets person. Like I like a chocolate bar,
Yeah.
Like I like Three Musketeers.
But
I
like you have like
Reese's.
one or two.
I'll take one or two, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, and then you leave it to the side for all eternity. never
Yeah,
to
and
be
then like
seen
maybe
again.
pick one out here and there, and then eventually you just never eat.
So
it.
if you didn't dump it on the floor,
Where
what
did
would
you
you do
dump
with
it?
it?
What would I do with it? So we had this bucket.
The communal bucket?
But no. So they have jars everywhere. I don't know where she gets these jars. But my mom had this this plastic jar that just had a bunch of candy in it. And I would just dump my candy in there, and then people would just slowly grab candy.
So it became the communal jar.
I guess, yeah.
And your brother would dump it in the same jar?
I don't think he did it. I think he kept his.
Oh, because he wanted it.
Yeah, he wanted it. I didn't
So-
care for mine.
So would your mom take from your pile or just from the communal jar?
From my pile,
That it
because she
became-
saw something that she liked. She saw the Kit Kats, and she's like, I'm going to take that. I was like, Mom, I also want the Kit Kats. And-
We share those.
No, you can have half of it. And she'd take one, and then she just put the rest, because she's not a sweet tooth either. None of my family really has a sweet tooth.
What's your favorite candy?
Kit Kats.
Yeah.
Like, if I got a Kit Kat, over. Gummy bears, over. I got an apple once, and I was like, this is weird.
Over.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite? Like you look in your bag or in your pumpkin.
Candy corn.
Candy
I don't know why people give candy corn. Candy corn is just weird to me.
See, for me, so
waxy.
It is. Or what's that the chalky one? What's it called?
Smarties.
Smarties.
Oh, you don't like Smarties?
Not a big fan of. I don't like the chalkiness of it all.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say my favorite candy is also Kit Kat,
Yeah.
but I also love a good Skittles or Starburst situation,
You do.
Starbursts are nice. Yeah, Skittles I can do without.
or like a Jolly Rancher. Jolly Rancher's
Like the
good.
fruities.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fruities, and I do like hard candy.
Yeah.
See,
You just suck on it; it lasts longer than chocolate.
my neighborhood had all those like Mexican candies. So we
Oh,
had like
yeah.
the little tahine flavored like lollipops and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
good. Love those.
But least favorite, I would say Dots
Little
or
push ones.
Whoppers.
Yeah, not a big fan.
Mom would take the Whoppers, so it worked out.
Yeah. I think grandma liked Whoppers too.
What's your favorite, least favorite?
Favorite is either Reese's or Three Musketeers.
Sure.
Three Musketeers. Good.
Yeah,
Not a
and
big
then
fan.
least favorite is all like the random crap that like you don't even remember what it's called. You know what I mean? Like just like you're sifting through and you just see like random candies that you never knew existed that only show up
It's-
around Halloween.
Yeah, it for me it would always there'd be a shit ton of those little. We see them at the gym all the time. The little
Oh, the
Yeah.
Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls. Yeah,
Oh, Tootsie
there's
Rolls are
so many
okay.
Tootsie Rolls.
I
that
like a
got.
good Tootsie Roll
I think
situation.
I'm all over
Tootsie
Tootsie.
Pop.
I love a Tootsie Pop.
Tootsie Pop.
Lollipops are also one of my
How
favorite
many licks
candies.
does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
A lot.
The world-
147,
The world may never know.
and that's if you count doing this as one motion, one lick.
Just two.
Did you actually try it?
Yeah, because I was a 6-year-old kid. What else?
I did it once,
going on in
too.
my life.
I don't have the patience or the dedication for that.
See, I just did this.
I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't
Crunch.
care. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
The world may never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic commercials. There's no commercials like that anymore.
No, I miss the day and age of like in a world kind of commercials.
Yeah.
For like Halloween movies. They're scary.
Did Halloween movies do that too?
You'll be very, 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 very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
afraid.
Yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah.
But they'd
This
start off with
reminded
like
me of the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Baloney Man.
Man. Rated R. Starts Friday.
Yeah. It's okay, guys. It spells Bologna.
No!
anyway.
It's great.
But I mean, they probably also grew up watching those kinds of trailers that we
Oh,
did,
yeah.
so that's why they
They're
have
a
that
little
same
older
kind
than
of.
us, but yeah.
What's your? Do you guys ever watch like horror movies during Halloween? Was that a thing that you guys did annually?
No.
No. Okay.
But we're not
And a
annual.
conversation.
We're not annual movie kind of people. We watch what we want when we want to.
Sure. But my family would always watch. At least I feel like they always did it. But it could just be like my memories fixated on it. But we'd watch Chucky. That was a big one. Scared of that little
There's
guy.
a
for
Chucky
life.
maze this year. At
Yeah,
Horror
no,
Nights.
would not do that.
There's also The Last of Us. Also, we haven't watched the new Chucky show.
No, it has come out.
I think Katie watches it.
Mm.
I saw it on her
Hey.
Instagram. Cousin.
Oh. Not Perry. Got it.
No.
Alright.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're on a first name basis.
Maybe you don't know.
She could. She seems like a horror fan.
Yeah.
Like, which celebrity do you think is like the biggest horror fan?
Aubrey Plaza.
100%. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza or
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
Did you see the bit they did when they got paired together for an awards thing?
No.
It's great. We'll show you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love both of them.
They were pretty much like, "Oh my god, why do you think they paired us together?" I don't know.
Really, I don't know.
And then later they're kind of like,
We'll show
"Oh,
you.
yeah,
We'll show
yeah.
you. It's,
Well,
it's better,
watch it."
It's better seen than
Yeah.
told.
But I just giving some insight for the audience. 'Cause, man, I was gonna ask another question, but keep derailing me.
It sucks, doesn't it? Being derailed. Welcome to Fights with
What
Josh and
is what? No, stop. We're done. What is your? If you could hold on, I got a cough.
Well, okay, I remembered what I was gonna say.
Okay, go ahead.
And I am the king.
Sure, yeah, go
Be
ahead.
told. What? No, I'm just kidding. Go
Bow
ahead.
down.
No. I will concede though.
But when trick or treating, what were like your favorite houses to go to?
The really spooky looking ones.
I just go around the neighborhood.
But what were you didn't have a favorite house?
No. None of them had any good stuff. Everything was small.
No good decorations.
No. Now, if you said Christmas, there's good decorations, but Halloween,
That's
never-
the thing that disappoints
everyone's
me,
pretty-
especially, and I feel like nowadays there's even less Halloween
Yeah.
decorations.
Do you have like the one neighborhood that does it, and then that's it?
That's
Like,
because a lot of people
sometimes.
also start decorating for Christmas so early now, so it lasts so longer. And
But it shouldn't start decorating then in September for Halloween. Come on, equality, man.
we did start. People started celebrating Halloween in September this year.
Halloween is a more fun aesthetic holiday than Christmas.
Yeah, but you don't get gifts on Halloween. You get candy.
And only if you're a
It's
child.
gift.
And only if you're a child, yeah.
Or you buy your own.
Yeah, Halloween nowadays has just become an excuse for people to become slutty versions of things,
Yeah.
which I'm not a big fan of.
I agree.
No.
I feel like it's
Overdone.
lackluster.
Yeah,
You know, it's the low hanging fruit.
it really is.
Oh, you're a slutty cat again?
And what
There's
my thing
some-
was gonna say
Go ahead.
is, which was related to this, if you could have any kind of costume for Halloween, what would you want to be?
I want to become the Big Daddy from Bioshock.
Oh yeah,
That'd be cool.
that would
Just
be
have
awesome.
a drill hand.
I don't know
have,
what this looks
That'd be
like.
have a whole like
Giant like neck
steampunk.
suit, basically.
Yeah, it's a
Big
steampunk
Daddy.
Bioshock.
Bioshock.
Makes you,
Yeah.
really will change
You don't,
things.
you don't want your Google searches to give you something else.
Unless you do,
This
Eh.
thing?
Yeah. I would love to be in that. That'd be so cool.
but you need a
Have an
little girl to be the little girl.
Now I want to know what
I have an
I
operational
get if I just
drill,
search
too.
Big Daddy.
No.
Oh, there's an Adam Sandler movie called Big Daddy.
Oh, we're
That makes
safe.
sense. Yeah.
Oh, we're safe.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this guy.
Ian,
Okay. Anyways.
what would? Oh, okay, all right.
Thank you for sharing.
His
What?
name's Shirley Crabtree.
Put it away. We're done. What is your?
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Unless
Unless
I could have a real lightsaber than like Darth Vader or something.
like real like it zaps or whatever.
Zap.
When
Zap.
Wait, hold on.
When-
Swap. Zap.
when they move the lightsabers, what sound?
Womb.
A whoom?
Womb. Womb.
Is that zoom zoom?
It could be a
A
zoom, but it's not a
zapping
zap.
zump? It's
Zap
a
and
Z.
zoom. It could be.
It's a Z. So
I
it's
think
a zap.
it's a W. It's like womb, 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 womb. What are you thinking?
It
It's
could
a
be a
womb.
womb. It
It
could
is
be
a
a
womb.
womb.
It's a womb. It's
You
not
made
a
the sound
zap.
effect, and I heard it more in my
Yeah,
head.
womb, womb, womb.
Yeah.
When they go, that's what. That's still not z.
Okay.
That's like a crack.
Womb, womb, womb. You know how much I like Star Wars.
Listen, as a non.
I recently watched a video. Was what if you replaced all the like Star Wars sounds with
Oh, I
Cardi
saw
B
that.
sound effects?
with
Yeah.
what effects?
Cardi B.
It's a womb.
It is a womb.
Oh.
But it still sounds
Crack.
like staticky.
It's
That's because it's like
It's a-
electricity.
It's
yeah.
a crunchy
so
womb.
a zap.
It's a.
It's
no,
not-
makes sense.
But it
No.
doesn't zap you. It's not like
No,
shooting electricity at a bug or
it's a
something.
crunchy womb.
It is a crunchy womb.
It's a crunchy womb.
Crunchy womb.
I just feel so like
the name of our next hit platter.
Yeah.
I just feel so. I don't even know what the correct emotion is, but like
Womb.
hurt
Why?
by the fact that you would call it a zap.
Josh doesn't know Star
Yeah.
Wars.
He's watched it.
That doesn't mean he knows it.
It's true.
Okay, but a lightsaber doesn't go zap. It's a sword.
Listen,
Look.
it's a movie about space wizards. Let's go on from
It's
this.
not-
It is.
I feel like that's like the meme thing to say. I don't think that's the accurate thing to say. They're not really wizards.
They use things that are magical. The Force is a magical.
Yeah, but to me, a wizard has a wand or a scepter that
They have
channels
a
the
little-
magic.
That's
The
fair.
lightsaber is a
The
laser
lightsaber is a
sword.
sword.
But
And
It's
swords don't
samurai,
exist.
it's samurai inspired.
Not all lightsaber. No, not lightsaber. Not all wizards use their staffs as their spells catalyst things.
Staff or wand.
They don't use wands either. Some
It's
use their
catalyst.
hands too. We have different definitions.
A tome?
We have
What about
different
tomes?
Yeah, they can use stones.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Anyway, I'm just a little hurt.
Yeah, sure. Be her all you want.
Yeah, I mean,
Because that makes it sound like a bug zapper or something.
It could be a very good bug zapper too.
I
It's
mean,
bright.
I don't think it'd work very well.
I
I
and
don't know.
work.
It zapped the Geonosians pretty well, and those are big bugs.
those
so,
are really big bugs.
yeah.
See, proving my
But it
point.
doesn't zap. It cuts. It melts.
You're cutting
It
and
cauterizes.
burning and
Sure.
Yeah, it's like a more hot zap, I think.
But
A
but yeah.
zap.
So what costume would you want?
Okay, let me think about this because I want to be something really cool. I asked the question and I didn't think about the answer. Because those are both. Wait, okay. Well, I want to revisit yours real quick though. So, if you could have a lightsaber, you would be Darth Vader. You'd be a bad guy. You want to be a bad guy?
I just think he has the coolest
He
costume.
does have a cool costume. But if not a lightsaber, you want to be Iron Man.
Yeah, because he
You
also
just
has a
want
cool.
a big suit of armor.
Yeah.
That also zaps.
Josh, we're not revisiting this. We're not.
These are fighting words.
To someone, apparently.
I don't know if they're fighting words. I just feel
Iron Man does not go zap.
Anyway, so what are you
He goes.
gonna be?
What would I want to be?
Zap.
What would I want? I'm like feeling something spooky. Honestly, the first thing that came to mind is just like a really cool like Grim Reaper costume with a scythe and a cloak.
That's just a cloak, a mask, and a safe.
I know.
That's so simplistic.
I
Let
know.
him be what he wants.
I know,
to
but
be.
that's the first thing like I want.
You don't want to be a Mimikyu?
No, that's not spooky.
I mean, that's pretty spooky. We don't know what's underneath.
Seeing how cute this thing is.
Yeah, but like an actual Mimikyu.
Hold on. I'm processing. I'm trying to think of something better.
What's
Come
your name?
back to me. Come back to me.
We're done. We said our things.
What
Talk
about-
about something else.
I'll
What about like a Charizard?
No, I don't want
Or...
to be. I don't want to be a Charizard. I want to be a Pokemon. I don't want to. I want to be something.
I want to be a
No.
Pokemon. I
No,
don't
I
want
said
to.
I don't want to, but I slurred my words, so I just wanted to reiterate that I don't want to.
A Xenomorph costume would be cool. Have the thing go
That would be pretty cool.
and just
I
open
feel like
up.
that's not really me though. You know, what's me?
I don't know. I don't know.
Who am I?
A fluffy bunny.
You're a scarecrow.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like a spooky scarecrow.
A spooky scarecrow.
Spooky
Yeah.
scarecrow would be kind of cool.
A scare person.
Scare, yeah.
What are you looking at?
I don't know.
Inspiration.
I don't
Yeah.
have a good idea. I'm gonna just stick with Grim. I want to fuse Scarecrow and Grim Reaper. Grimcrow.
Grimcrow.
Yeah,
That's a good movie name.
it's not.
What about a Scare Reaper?
That's too chunky.
Yeah.
You're chunky.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
So, what are your favorite houses to see when you're like
The
trick or treat?
cool spooky ones. The ones with the big decorations and that look creepy and that you don't want to go up to, but you do.
Do you like inflatables for Halloween?
Depends on what
It's-
it is.
Become traditional, but not really.
I think
'cause
it's just
feel like
Traditional because it's easy and
yeah,
It is
I
easy,
feel
yeah.
like it's not because I feel like if you're going to, well, you don't have to because again, it could be silly and it could be spooky at the same time. I like the spooky houses more, and I think inflatables inherently are not spooky even a little bit, ever.
No.
There's not a single inflatable that's ever going to be spooky because it's just a big balloon.
Yeah.
And so I don't mind them. If I see one, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But the houses that I like the most are the ones with the spooky decorations.
so okay. So let's say
I do think there's such thing as too much, though.
let's say for the sake of simplicity, you own our parents' house when
Mm.
you're older.
Mm.
How do you decorate it for Halloween?
Well, because there's a long yard. It's long. It's not deep. It's long. You know what'd be cool? Because they have the garden with the thing. I think it'd be cool to like do like a little haunted maze through the garden. I
Sure.
think that'd be really cool. So make like a little cool spooky arch with like some maybe like gargoyles or something out front, and then you're going through and there's like purple lights and stuff and some fog going through it all, and then you get things that maybe like pop out or something like that. Little stuff in the bushes and in the roses and whatever, and then you're going through. I think that would be cool. And then out front, you can just have like a little diorama, like some skeletons and stuff, some tombstones. I love a good tombstone. Oh, nice little graveyard. That'll be cool. Nice
One
little
that just
graveyard.
says R.I.P. Tommy Two Shoe.
Yeah, Tommy Two Shoe has two shoes no more.
Yeah.
No, you have to have the shoes in front of the grave.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah. That's a good touch. That's a good touch.
Yeah. So
I like that.
yeah, nice little graveyard, some skeleton, ghosties on the
Skeleton.
walls. Ghosties on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little haunted maze through the garden.
Any lights?
Mm,
Fog machine.
maybe. I mean, obviously a fog
You said
machine.
that.
Lights inside the bushes too, for sure, and maybe there have to be some spotlights, like little ones on the tombstones and stuff, so you can see them.
Any lights in like the windows and stuff?
I don't know, maybe along the garage, because we gotta do something with the garage, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
What
But I
about,
don't know if I would want a whole string of lights around the house like Christmas time,
what about spider webs?
all over. And they're in the garden mostly.
Bush webs.
Huh?
Bush webs.
Yeah. Webs. Yeah. So that's what I would do.
What about,
If money were no object, because that's expensive.
what about you?
I think I'm basic. I would have just one of those. I would have those things that people love to do where they like have the lights and then you play a song and then it kind of just goes with it or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
I like that. I'm basic, but I think that's cool.
That's cool. I'm with you.
Same.
Yeah.
What would you do, Ian?
I like both of those ideas, but for me, if I could just design it and somebody else does it for me with no money constraints,
But how would you design it?
to come up through the driveway, but you have to come up onto the left side of the house because you know it's this house, right?
Sure. This house specifically.
This house
Okay, go
specifically,
ahead.
and the garage will be open.
Okay.
And they're gonna come in through the left side of the garage, which is gonna be it'll be set up as like a haunted house, like a spooky maze type situation.
Okay.
It's gonna be really dark with like fog and cool decorations and stuff. So they have to go through that, and then they come out the other side of the garage where they get funneled into the spooky garden, where there's spider webs everywhere, and lights. You know, like you said. And then they go through the garden and the haunted path, and there's like spiders everywhere, and some ghost projections on the windows to make it look like people in shadows are walking through the house,
Mm-hmm.
and turning on and off the lights randomly. And then you get funneled to the end of the garden because there's a path, and that's where like the candy would be and everything. And then you funnel, and then the path continues on to the next house.
And then you trapdoor them.
You funnel them through the experience and then on to the next house.
I liked your motions that you were doing with it. Very,
Okay.
very waterbender.
It'd be very spooky and fun, but I think keep the garage more spooky for anybody who wants to go in there. And if they don't want to be scared or go through the maze, they can just go straight to the garden, which is all mostly decoration, not to scare you or anything. Although the fountain, I would figure out how to get the fountain on, and I put red dye in there. Be a blood fountain.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a nice touch. You just have a woman come out of it and she had a white dress, but now it's all red. It's nice.
Very Bloodborne.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that'd be a cool way to do the front yard of this house.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm so tired of selling. How do you guys feel about like a good like Halloween so like you have a haunted house or whatever, but it's themed like in like Universal or whatever. It's like the mazes are like themed based off of like The Last of Us or whatever. Like is that okay, or do you think it has to be more original if you're making your own?
Like at home?
Yeah.
I think you do whatever works. I think it's fine to do like a movie or something because you're drawing inspiration from somewhere.
I would like to do a nice Sweeney Todd situation. Have you guys ever watched Sweeney Todd?
No, but I've heard of it.
It's nice. It's a musical about a barber.
Is that Edward Scissorhands?
The
Is that a
same guy,
different
yeah.
thing?
No, that's a different thing, but it's the same person.
Oh. Is it?
Like the same person who wrote it?
The same person who was in it.
Oh,
Johnny Depp, I
same
think.
actor.
Yeah, Johnny Depp was in it.
I always get those two confused because they're both like demon barbers, aren't they? Kind of.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
One of them does hedges.
Oh.
So very different.
So the hair of plants.
Yeah. As one says. Just have someone giving meat pies to everyone, knowing that the meat pies are made of humans.
I was gonna say the one maze that I wish I could go to at Universal is the Last of Us maze,
Mm-hmm.
just because I thought they did really good with the show.
Sure, yeah.
I want to see how that translates.
You just want to see the giant fungus among us.
No, I would hate it, but it'd be really cool.
Okay.
But if that walks at me, I'm no.
I'm dipping. I'm leaving. There's gonna be the Last of Us here.
Good one, Josh.
Thank you, buddy. Got the,
He'll be here all episode.
yeah. Hi.
Well, I'll let you know if I go on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought about going, but Josh hates lines, so we were thinking about doing the
Express.
one where you get to
so
guaranteed.
expensive.
But it's like $300 a person.
Yeah,
So
don't have
it's
that
not
kind of
worth it.
money.
Yeah, maybe in a future year or something.
Maybe. We'll see. I hate lions. That's my hell. That's my horror. Just non-stop lines. They don't go anywhere. You move forward and then you move back somehow.
That's not how this works.
It is in my hell.
It's funny because when we were in England, British people love to just queue for no reason.
Mm-hmm. They do that a lot in Japan too.
They just taught this is how we do things.
Yeah, we just line up and see. I don't know where, but there was a place where like people just leave their like shoes or whatever, then they go sit down. Like that's great. That's smart. I'd rather not stand for hours on end.
Yeah, right.
I'm next in queue. Yeah, I'm the size 7 over there. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween. It's the spooky season and spooky things happen. Are there any famous murders that have happened on Halloween?
I'm sure there's plenty.
I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know when it happened, but I always think of Jack the Ripper.
Sure.
Pretty famous.
And that's associated with Halloween, I guess.
I think so, just because it's like spooky murdery.
Sure.
But I don't know if it's explicitly supposed to be.
Have there? Because everyone said, yeah, you found it.
I found a Halloween murderer.
Is it someone famous that you would know?
Not that we would know, but he is famous.
Okay. What's his
His
name?
name is Ronald Clark O'Brien.
Oh, I never trust anyone with 3 names.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
You mean with a middle name?
Is that his middle name? Oh, Clark?
No, Clark O'Brien.
Yeah, but they're
Ronald Clark O'Brien.
Yeah, but they're all first names. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter. Go on.
Nicknamed the Candyman.
Didn't they make a movie about that recently?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Candyman.
And the man who killed Halloween was an American man convicted of killing his 8-year-old son Timothy on Halloween 1974 with a potassium cyanide laced pixie stick that was ostensibly collected during a trick-or-treat outing. O'Brien poisoned his son in order to claim life insurance money to ease his own financial troubles, as he was $100,000 in debt. O'Brien also distributed poison candy to his daughter and 3 other children in an attempt to cover up his crime. However, neither his daughter nor the children ate the poison candy. He was convicted of capital murder in 1975 and sentenced to death. He was executed by lethal injection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you don't really hear all that many horror stories like, the razor apple or whatever, the poison apples.
I mean, there's all those old
candy.
wives' tales about it, and razor blades and the candy and stuff like that. But I wonder how frequently that actually occurs.
I don't think it's that frequent.
I don't think it
You don't
is,
really hear that
honestly.
many stories about that.
So
Not like real stories, just
Yeah. Folk tales.
Do you have any like stories, like reading, like short stories or anything that you because like Edgar Allan Poe is obviously one of the more prolific like horror writers associated with like Halloween, I would think.
Sure, because he's written a bunch of like crazy stuff.
Like short stories, yeah, like
Because wasn't he
Heart.
going crazy?
I don't know.
Oh
Is
my
anybody? Probably.
Hmm.
Is he crazy? I don't know.
Everybody's crazy.
That's true.
But are there any other authors that you think of when you think of Halloween?
No.
What was that Japanese writer that the Ring guy?
Junji Ito.
Junji Ito.
Yeah.
I would say he's
a
up
good
there.
one too.
He has a lot of good horror stuff going
He does.
on.
I want to read more of it. I really like Uzumaki.
We were in a car ride once, and it was Evie was also there, and all 3 of us were talking about a specific story of like a manga writer that like really like was creepy or whatever, and then we later realized we were talking about the same person.
Yeah, we were all like, "Oh, I read this story. Oh, I read this story. Oh, I read this story," and we found out that they were all written by the same person.
Yeah, so like,
I
okay,
had
cool.
no idea until we were talking about it. And it's like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it
That
makes sense why
yeah.
why it's stuck in our head so much.
Yeah, he's very I would say he's a pretty prolific horror
Yeah.
writer, especially horror manga.
Yeah, he's done a lot for the genre, I would say.
Mm.
Not necessarily Halloween, but a lot of horror
No,
stuff.
but definitely horror themed.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Other than that, I can't really think of any
Yeah, that's
big
fair.
horror
I
people.
don't really know.
I don't even know that many like directors who strictly make horror movies. Or what's that one company that makes horror movies? Like
Blumhouse.
Is it Blumhouse?
Or yeah, I think Blumhouse. They're doing Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Are they?
They do a lot of horror movies, I believe.
We should go watch that movie.
I would like to see
Yeah,
it.
but not on like the opening weekend. It's gonna be a lot of kids.
Yeah, a lot of kids who shouldn't be watching it are gonna be watching. It's PG-13 though,
I can only go so far.
which is wow.
What's one of your favorite costumes that you've actually done?
The Plague Doctor.
Do you have a favorite costume that you've done?
Because
Yeah.
last year Adam gave me like an actual like costume to wear with the mask. but
Like
I
the
just had
whole
mask.
black trench coat thing.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Nice. I
Do you
don't
have a
remember.
picture?
Somewhere.
I don't
Did
remember. Because I think I stopped doing costumes like in middle school or whatever. All I remember is like being a ninja for 1 year. I'm like, yeah.
Well, honestly, like we didn't even do costumes. Like we literally would just have like this like little cloak, and we'll get a lightsaber and be like, "I'm a Jedi," and that was our costume for like at least my costume. I remember for like 6 years straight.
I mean, I know I did a Harry Potter once because when
Oh, yeah,
Daniel
that's right.
Radcliffe and I were young, we both looked very similar,
Yeah, it's true.
and I had the glasses and everything.
I had my little forehead scar, and I did
Yeah.
Harry Potter for 1 year.
My mom got like a purple like, it has to be like eyeliner or something, and she drew like a lightning bolt on my head.
I was Thomas the Tank Engine 1 year.
Yeah, when we were little, we were like Batman, and Robin, all this types of stuff.
Yeah. Who was Robin?
Probably yeah.
I like Robin though.
That's fair.
I know in high school I just got
Dick
like
Grayson, Nightwing.
I just did like a Hawaiian shirt and I was like Hawaii dude.
White dude.
But I think my favorite Halloween costume was when I did Ash Ketchum last year for a company costume contest. Is we got our whole team of like 15, 20 people, and we decided because it's hard to find a group costume for that many people. We were the largest department, and we decided to do Super Smash Bros. So because that has a large cast of characters that you can choose from. So I did the Pokemon trainer.
Yeah. I was about to
and
say
I had
Ash isn't in Super Smash Bros.
yeah, I did the Pokemon trainer, which looks like Ash, but I had my jacket and my hat, and then I had a 3D printed Pokeball that was really cool. And I brought a Pikachu plushie. So I was all decked out, and then my coworkers, like we had the ice climbers, we had Samus. Or no,
That's the costume I would love to have. Samus's power suit. That would be freaking awesome. Changing my answer. I want to be Samus.
I'm glad we came back to this.
Yeah.
We figured out something.
Just roll into a wall with it.
We didn't have Samus. I was thinking of Mega Man.
Mega Man's cool.
I was thinking of the canon. I was
It's
like,
no
who's
Samus.
who has the
It's not
canon?
Samus, but Mega Man's cool.
But and then we had Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. We had a Pikachu. We had the Villager. So this guy who joined like a week before, we were like, "This is what we're doing for Halloween. Are you in?" And he's like, and then we told him what characters we're taking and everything, and he's like, "I could do the Villager pretty quick." So he had like a little net, and
That's fun.
yeah, it was cute. My two bosses were Mario and Luigi, and they look great in his costume. My boss keeps his mustache on his desk
That's funny.
because he had a lot of fun. We had Ness and Lucas, who actually ended up, huh?
Memories mustache.
Yeah. They actually ended up buying the same shirt because that's all they could find that was like close. So they actually more look like the same character.
Yeah.
We had Dr. Mario.
Nice.
We
They
had
just throw pills at people.
Yeah.
so she got a Lysol container and printed out a sheet that was like half green and or half blue, half red,
Yeah.
and taped that around and was like, "This is my pill."
Nice.
Yeah.
But and then she had like a lab coat and stuff.
The little ring.
Kevin was Link.
Nice.
And he had the sword and and he had elf ears
Right.
and stuff like that. And then I think is that all the characters that we were. I think so. I One year I want to go as King DDD, and I want to make my King DDD costume because
Like
I
Oh,
think
you
hammer?
should. Yeah,
that'd be
get that
so
big
cool.
hammer.
but
Wah-ha-ha!
I can
Enjoy
never
it.
think of when I'm gonna have time to do that. And I mean, maybe I'll do it.
Start now.
I thought maybe I could do it for Halloween this year. Like next year, we have next weekend. Not next year. We have nothing going on. So I was like, and Halloween we're doing it on Monday. So I was like, maybe I could throw that together. But
That'd be a good costume.
yeah,
As long
Who
as you
would
can
be
get
a
the
good
hammer.
costume for me?
Nintendo wise or
Yeah,
anything
like from the
wise?
Smash Bros. roster. I'm gonna stick with the
Waluigi.
No.
He's not in Smash Bros.
He deserves to be. He's a trophy.
He's a trophy. He's not in Smash. He's not in the roster.
Trophies are trophies.
I could
count.
do like Shulk from
I was thinking that from
Xenoblade Chronicle, or Xenoblade Chronicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, or you be like one of the many Marths.
Oh, I would like to be Marth. Marth's
Yeah.
awesome. I love Marth.
I do think being Ike would be cool.
Yeah.
You could be Marth and Ike.
Yeah.
You and I would have epic duels as Marth and Ike in the old days.
Just sword fighting.
Yeah, literally. On that one stage, like the temple stage. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Let's see. I'm looking to like cast the characters. I could also see you just being Link.
I gotta be Link.
Yeah.
I like Link. Link's a cool guy.
But if
But which Link?
Toon Link. Toon Link.
you have to be
No
like,
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Toon Link, we need you to answer this question. What is your favorite food? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want Josh to be the Wii Fit trainer.
Why?
Why?
That'd be funny.
It's so I have to like get up in like a little white costume and then wear a shirt.
Pick a different one for him. What would be a good
I'm
one
just
for
scrolling
Josh?
through.
It's
Hold on.
I'm person, but person in white.
I mean, you could just put on like the shorts and the shirt.
You could be like Wolf.
Could be Wolf.
So is he Wolf? I'm Falco, and you're Fox.
Sure. Yeah, we can be Star Fox characters.
If not, you can just be Kirby.
Do-do-do.
Then I get to be Meta Knight then. I would be
Yeah.
the Kirby trio.
Look at this picture of Pikachu. He's just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We be the trio. I'm Yoshi.
For what?
Just this costume.
You could be Yoshi.
I'm just Yoshi.
I'll be Luigi. You be Mario.
Colors, please.
White.
Orange. What are you doing?
Green.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
So we have white, orange, and green.
Yeah.
We have 2 purple,
None of those.
2 yellow,
Uh huh.
1 red.
Uh huh.
What color is this?
That's yellow.
Okay, 3 yellow, 1 white, and 2 orange.
Josh wins again.
We always knew this day would come.
All right, well then Josh is gonna be king in the next episode.
Yeah.
Look forward to another
Hooray!
thrilling discussion about something probably.
Most likely
Maybe.
something.
Maybe we'll be on topic, maybe we won't.
We will.
Most likely not.
We
but we'll
won't.
do our best.
Yeah.
Probably.
See you next time.
See you in the next episode.